So, this was something I've been meaning to do, like just a quick video kind of talking about just something that's been kind of circling the internet. And I'm sure by the title of the video you've kind of already figured it out as to what it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than the fact that yes, we have gotten a look at Bullseye's new costume for Daredevil Born Again, which I'm really excited. The Daredevil costume no one had a problem with, but then everyone literally saw the new Bullseye costume. And people freaked out. In fact, my friend Chris literally said it looks like Beachhead from G.I. Joe. And to an extent, I can agree with that. And I know some people are people have, as per usual on the internet, people have been saying it's the worst thing ever, and all the Marvel haters that have been crawling out of the ground have just been saying, oh, look how Marvel has fallen off the wagon. They've gone, some people say this is a woke costume. I'm like, you keep saying that word, but I don't think you know what that means. Anyway, so it's very clear they don't know that. If you're saying, Bullseye, the mass murderer's costume is woke, I don't think you know. I think you're just angry for the sake of being angry, and you don't know what that word means. Anywho, yeah. So, What do I think of this? What do I think of the costume? Well, let's take in some factors first off. Let's really kind of take in a few factors into this costume. You have to understand that Bullseye wasn't even wearing his own costume in Daredevil season 3. He was masquerading around as Daredevil. He was wearing a Daredevil costume, and then he lost it, and now I would imagine that he probably doesn't have a new costume right out the gate yet, and this is just kind of a mishmash costume that he's put together, and we'll probably see him, I don't think people realize this, we'll probably see him in the costume probably later in the series, or at the very least they'll tease the new costume when he's finally, because I feel like he's not going to work for Fisk right out the gate. He's just going to be on his own personal vendetta, and then Fisk is going to hire Bullseye and then get him the actual costume we'll see later on. Also, this costume is a Bullseye costume. If any of you bothered to read a fucking comic lately, you'd know that this is kind of a reference to one of the Bullseye costumes in Chip Zdarsky's run. Loosely, yes, but it is clearly a reference to Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil, which it does look like they're basing a lot of Zdarsky's run on this new Daredevil series. Obviously, in Echo, just to mention that real quick, in Echo, you clearly see that they're building to Fisk being mayor of New York City. So, yeah, while Zdarsky didn't do that, that was something later. Zdarsky took that and ran with it in his Daredevil run leading to Devil's Reign, which could be adapted to a Netflix show and bring back the Defenders. They could do an adaptation of Devil's Reign, and pull something off in that regard. Now, again, is it the Bullseye costume we wanted? No. Do I think we'll still get the Bullseye costume we want? Yeah, it's Marvel. I'm pretty goddamn sure they know what they're doing. I am 100% certain that, they haven't failed us in any regard with costumes. 95% of the time, they have worked. Other 5%, it's just been modified costumes and costumes for characters from other runs. And this feels like that. So, until I'm proven otherwise, yeah, it's Bullseye. It's Bullseye, and I don't think we'll get the costume until they build it up to another season. But yeah, and again, it's going back to that logic of, well, he didn't have his costume in the previous series. He was running around in a faux Bullseye costume, and yes, he was working for Fisk. So I think he's now Lester is, that's his name. Lester is now kind of flying solo and just going apeshit, like how he was in, again, Zdarsky's run, where he was just going around with a sniper rifle. And also, the Bullseye story with when Elektra was Bullseye was kind of weird, but in a fun way. So I don't want to go too deep into that, but yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do, is have like because you see Bullseye's got all these guns, so I think they are gonna again do a loose adaptation of that Bullseye story arc in Zdarsky's run. And again, it does look like they're pulling a lot from Chip Zdarsky to begin with. So I'm just gonna let you guys have a little secret. Chill the fuck out. That's really all I can say, is chill the flying fuck out. It's not the end of the world here. I've trusted the MCU studios long enough, and yes, they have had some movies where they were okay. Love and Thunder was the first movie ever where I was like, oh, they can make bad movies. Yeah, and while I thought, but that's one bad movie. For the majority, they've all been like, it's alright. And again, they've done wonders with the costumes, so I'm not worried. I'm not hitting the panic button right out the gate. And again, it's already a variation of a Bullseye costume from a recent run. Anyway, so yeah, just that's all I can say for this video, is just chill out. Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, there you go, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.